All right, go ahead.
Shane's Rib Shack for a sports in focus for a Thursday. We talked a little basketball, a little football, now some baseball. Enad and Haddad with us. I just got kind of pumped up about this baseball coming around here soon yesterday. And Enad's with us in the Greensboro NABA. College baseball season right on top of us. Guilford College begins tomorrow.
Yes. I went out there to RCC, both games RCC against Guilford College, I guess JV.
Rockingham Community College?
Yeah, Rockingham.
Yeah, interesting. What about this weather now? I mean, is this perfect for baseball? Not perfect?
Not
Fans
really.
are so die-hard, they're into it. How's it work?
Well, I always felt it was unfair to college kids that have to play in this. And then by the time it gets somewhat nice, the season's over probably. But this is how it is.
How many games do you get to see early in the year now? You've seen some Guilford against this JV team from Rockingham Community College already. Do you get to see some UNCG, some Greensboro A&T, all these now?
I don't think they've started yet, but I went to Winston-Salem State against Chowan doubleheader.
You've been to that already?
Yes, yeah.
That was an exhibition game?
No, those were the openers. But then they had a bit of a gap.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
But Guilford definitely in action regular season tomorrow.
Yes.
Are you watching those guys?
Yes. If they're here, I'm going to go through all the schedules and look. I know Greensboro College is away.
Guilford College got a couple of local guys. Got that kid Nick Blackwood. He was over at I think Southern Guilford back in the old days, and then later on at Wesley, and he's there. And you got the kid Morrison, kid from High Point Christian Academy. Then a few locals have moved out, and Guilford no longer there. But boy, Guilford has done a lot. I mean, the all-season work, not only with the players, but with that field and that
very
baseball
nice.
facility. A lot different over there now.
Yeah, very beautiful field now with the very unique wall and the wooden
big
wall.
Green monster.
It's green now.
Yeah. And they've got behind the home plate area, behind home plate, they actually got some seats there now.
Oh, the seats, yes. I think one of the kids' players' parents donated that or something like that. But that's very nice. That's right.
Whole different look for Guilford College.
Yes.
What about UNCG? They got that kid over there, the Keaton Hawk kid. Used to play at Northwest, played at Alabama. Last year, Pitt Community College, big pitcher, 6'7".
Yeah,
He should
very
help those guys out.
Yes. He might have a chance to get drafted later.
You would think he could. What about UNCG as a whole? How's that program doing? How's it coming along, you think?
Very good. They got a new coach the last couple of years. They do. One of my players, Dylan Thompson, got drafted in the 31st round to the Rockies, and he's going back for his second minor league season, his first long season.
How about what I learned today? I learned news today. Luis Quiones, remember him? 1990 Cincinnati Reds?
Yes.
He'll be the hitting coach here in town this year.
Oh, wow.
For the Greensboro Grasshoppers, Luis Quiones.
Yes.
How about that?
Remember him.
Yeah.
Love those late or early 90s players.
I knew those were big teams for you back in the day. Are you going to go watch that Marlins Grasshoppers game when it comes up in April?
I'll be there.
I think it's April 4th, maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a Friday. April 3rd, on a Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You going to that one?
Yes. Another very good player at UNCG is Zach McEnany.
Yes, out of Southern Alamance, I think it is.
Yes.
One of those Alamance County teams.
Leadoff hitter, I think he's a very good hitter. He's one to watch.
He may be out of Western Alamance, but Zach McEnany, another good kid. He started out his career, I think, at Virginia Tech, and then came back this way.
Yeah, he was going to play for me last year, but he got a little hurt. He just wanted to stay around here and just have fun. And he didn't really want to go to the CPL. He wanted to just have a fun summer, but it didn't work out. So.
Somebody got me about this baseball yesterday, too. I stopped by to see Carmine Pagano over at the Batting Center, talking to Carmine. I said, who's been working out with you during the off-season? He was rattling off a few names because some of the players that are professional players during the off-season, they come home, their home area, and look for a place to work out. He said, I got a call about 3 months ago from a guy who lives kind of down near Charlotte. Said he was looking for a place to work out. He'd heard good things about Carolina Acceleration. This guy comes in and works out at Carolina Acceleration. During the off-season, this guy who's working over at Carmine's signs a 7-year contract worth $100 million.
Who is it?
Seegers. Seegers guy with Seattle.
Yes.
$100 million.
Yes.
Wow.
Third baseman? Shortstop?
Both, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Infield. But wow, what about that? How about that?
That's amazing.
$100 million. Man, how do you? I mean, some of those guys you run into over the years have played some ball and have come back down, but boy, $100 million. That's unreal.
I remember when Don Mattingly got $1 million, and that was he was the first $1 million guy, maybe.
Huge.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do, and I also remember this past all season too with Giancarlo Michael Stanton. He signed that deal, I think, for like making $37 million a year when you average it all out. They don't make that much in the beginning. The big money comes at the end of the career. But boy, I mean, guy who played here just a few years back making that much money. $100 million is just unreal, though.
Unbelievable.
I figure that guy's over there rubbing elbows, working out at Carmine's place all season. That's his spot. That's his location. Greensboro NABA got another good season coming up. It's cold now in February, but you guys aren't too far off. You start to think about it. When the weather gets warm, that's when you guys start thinking about getting ready.
Yeah, opening day, May 17th at Guilford College. We've got a new team that's going to be in there from Ramsor, the Randolph Nationals. I'm excited about.
It's pretty good stuff.
I found out that they were putting a team in the CVCL, the Deep River Mudcats. So I contacted their head guy because they have a bunch of different teams, different ages, and said, "What do you think about putting in an adult league team for guys who aren't in college, yet, or maybe not good enough for your team or want to play both?" So we made that happen in one day.
It's pretty good to get a team like that too.
It's a great to reach out.
It's kind of a neat. I always look at names and study names. The Nationals, the way it fits that. You said Randolph County.
Yes, they're going to be called the Randolph Nationals.
That's
but they're in Ramsor.
Yeah, got a good ring to it though. Sometimes those names don't fit. But who else is in your league these days? You had a couple of good names in last year.
The Lexington Orioles were the up-and-coming team last year. They were the new team that jumped on the scene.
The Pirates in there too, right?
The Pirates, I was going to mention. Bill Aarons did a good job, Craig Foster. Those two teams are very good. They have a good base for first-year teams. But the Kernersville Marlins made it to the championship and got very hot and went on a great run. Travis Hudson coached that team.
Who would you say was the biggest influence on your baseball career? Enad Haddad with us, Greensboro NABA, and just baseball in general. The biggest influence you had?
Of a coach or just anybody?
Anybody. It could have been a coach, could have been, who knows?
I mean, to be honest with you, the movie The Natural was the biggest influence to me.
How so?
Just the story of redemption, the story of that's my favorite thing, and that's why I do what I do, is to help, like a Travis Moore get off the streets and become a D2 All-American. Is that story of the comeback is what I love.
It's all about the comeback.
But the biggest influence was probably my buddy Nicholas Wright, who went to Northwestern to play with Russell LaRue.
Okay.
Just playing wiffle ball, and every day we'd play wiffle ball and pretend we were this guy or that guy, or take baseball cards and make lineups and stuff like that. But Arthur Allen out of Dudley was a good influence on me.
That's kind of on your kind of almost like your managerial and baseball business career.
Dell Imes, I've learned a lot from him.
I understand Dell Imes also now working with the hitting zone over in Winston, coaching some of their travel teams. That's kind of a new avenue, kind of a new direction for him.
Yeah, you got to remember, I played Palomino. I came back and played at age 19. I wasn't in high school, and then I didn't play again until I was 30.
That's a long break in between.
Yeah, so my influences, have been just people through the local community. It wasn't really a coach here or there. I did have a chance to go to Campbell with a full ride, but I chose to go to
full ride baseball.
Yeah,
so that says quite a bit. That's coming out of Western Guilford.
Yeah,
right?
I was my freshman year at Hargrave Military Academy, and my roommate was a great soccer player. But I wanted to get out of this area, so I had the choice between go explore somewhere and have some fun and get out of here, or be at a smaller school just playing baseball and stuff. And so I decided to leave. But had I stayed at Campbell, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now.
Gotcha.
So I didn't get burned out. I didn't have a bad experience with a coach. So I always had that fire that I never completed my career, and so I'm doing that now, and I have the experience to help some of these kids, if that makes sense. So I have sort of it's even more.
You've kind of had your own comeback.
Yes, yeah. So it's more satisfying to help people from some of my decisions that I made.
Goes back to the movie The Natural with Enad Haddad. People you came up with and rubbed elbows with that maybe made it big. Anybody you came up with during those days that made it kind of toward the bigs or big time?
Well, I actually had a major league player play for me, Mike Buddy, who I think is the assistant athletic director at Wake Forest. Went to Wake Forest, played it for the Yankees 96, or I think he has 2 rings, 96, 98. Got traded to the Brewers, but had a common friend in Winston-Salem, Stephen Tuttle, has an Italian store. He wanted his kids to see him play baseball, and so they got him in touch with me in '08. And so this guy played a whole season with me, a major league player, and
he played for the Reds.
He played for the Reds in 2008. He played for me.
Played for your team. Yeah.
I did not
manage in a former major leaguer.
Yes, I did not make that public.
Right.
But there were kids getting hits off of him, and I really wanted to say, hey, you just got to hit off a major league. Some people knew, but I didn't want to embarrass him or anything like that.
Right.
But
he was a pretty good name back in his major league day. That's a pretty good name.
Actually, in Joe Torre's book, he's mentioned on page 44. I think they had a good relationship.
Interesting.
So I actually gave him the jersey number 44 because he was mentioned on page 44.
It's not bad at all. I had some other instances, those numbers not like that. How about now we mentioned the movie The Natural. What about the old movie, the documentary you guys did last year? Whatever happened to that documentary you guys did on old baseball?
I think that was Brian Dunaphy. He put it on, I guess is it the local public channel a couple times?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to try to get. There was 2 parts of that and kind of re-air that, but that was fun. We went down to War Memorial. We had some guys, they were Jackie Robinson, all the, Mickey Mantle, the guys who played at War Memorial, and it was done in black and white and kind of that fluttering, black and white, old-timey stuff.
Old look.
It was fun.
What about super feelings? Getting that covering all the bases in tonight. Feeling of deflation or a feeling of who called that play going out of the Super Bowl? You got a feeling of deflation with the Patriots. You got a feeling of who called that play for the Seahawks.
No, I think you feel deflation to be that close and come down the field with a minute left and have the catch, the one that bounced in the air, and then to get there and know that you had it was probably one of the biggest turn of events in sports history, in my opinion. So I think you feel the pain more. Like in 2008. The Reds lost the championship in extra innings. We were up and then lost it. I actually remember that more than some of the championships that we've won. That agony of defeat, you cannot replace it. They will never get over that. Never, in my opinion.
And again, the play
maybe the '86 series with Buckner. I can compare those two, but you had to go the next day and win.
Should have been going for the run, right? 1 yard away.
Oh yeah. I'd say you take your strength. And you say, if you can beat me, then you can beat me. Then you're the world champion. I'll shake your hand. But they had 2 shots at it.
Sure did.
Yeah.
And blew it and gave it away.
So.
First baseball field you set foot on as a kid. Where was that at? That brings back some memories.
Is that T-ball?
Any kind of baseball.
T-ball would be that field right by Guilford College, that little area, right by Guilford Middle. That was the first place I said I played.
Driving down College Road.
Yeah,
that little field in the bottom there.
Yeah, I played for the Blue Jays, and we went 0-11 that year.
Long way since then.
Yeah.
Long way. Best ballpark you've ever been in?
Old Tiger Stadium in Detroit.
That's the best?
That was the nicest stadium. I know it had its quirks and stuff, but it was beautiful and it was very cozy the way it went up high and stuff like that.
Getting to be ready for baseball season. Enad is with us. James Dribcheck. Enad with us. Best hitter of all time?
The greatest hitter of all time, I would have to say Ted Williams.
Ted Williams. How about the best pitcher of all time?
Of a career or an era?
Either.
I'm going to have to go, gosh. I like Steve Carlton.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you think about that pick?
I was thinking about names like Bob Gibson, maybe Sandy Koufax.
Okay, here. Let me go. I'm going to say Bob Gibson.
Okay.
I will take Bob Gibson.
Okay.
Over any of them.
Your favorite position player, position player.
My favorite position player was Pete Rose.
Pete Rose, without a doubt.
Who went to All-Star game at 5 different positions, actually.
You got it covered, 5 different positions. Can't beat that.
Yeah.
How about your favorite?
Wasn't a great fielder, though, really.
Yeah, it wasn't. That's a heck of a bat, though.
Yeah.
Favorite pitcher for you of all time?
My favorite, I like the sidearmers. I like the Kent Tekulves, the Gene Garber, Dan Quisenberries. But my favorite pitcher was probably Jack Morris.
Jack Morris, Tigers and Twins.
I liked Phil Niekro.
Phil Niekro, okay.
So I like the quirky 80s guys, you know that.
How about local coach any level that you wouldn't mind?
Let me go back on that.
Okay.
My favorite pitcher of all time is Dwight Gooden.
Dwight Gooden. You like him even more?
Yeah.
Getting it out of
You're getting me.
thinking about
I'm
it.
getting
now.
warmed up now.
Local coach at any level that you wouldn't mind playing for today. Who would be that man today? You wouldn't mind playing for any coach around here at any level. Who's the coach you would not mind playing for
On
today?
any level?
Yeah, it could be college, it could be high school, it could be youth baseball. Around here in our area today, who's the coach you wouldn't mind playing for?
I would like to play for Dale Imes.
Dale Imes.
Yes.
Okay.
I would go with Dale Imes.
Good choice. Good choice. Good choice.
He's an old school. Well, if you want to go a little farther, there's a coach at the Catawba Valley Stars, Marvin Speaks, and he is very tough on those kids, but I would like to play for him. He's a throwback to the 50s and 60s.
He's kind of like that old coach in The Natural, the old guy with the mustache.
Yes.
Going back to his day.
Yes.
How about other than a Cincinnati Red uniform, the uniform you would like to put on and wear to spring training, ready to play for any team or manage any team? What uniform, other than the Red uniform, what uniform you put on to go play in or manage at spring training this year?
Well, I'd like to put on I was around here with the Braves with Dale Murphy and stuff. I like to put on an old blue Braves jersey or the Tigers I like.
Tiger white and blue.
Tiger
blue.
white. Yes, I'm a traditionalist.
That's good color, good emblem too. Good emblem. Looking back at it, if you had to go back and change anything you've done in all your baseball time over the years, anything you would change from along the way and go back and do different if you had to do over again?
I would have. Well, I don't know if it goes with baseball, but I would try to have better grades to maybe put me in a better spot.
You encourage guys these days that are still in college or in high school to do the same thing?
I grew up with my mother was a hairdresser, just me and my mother, and she came here from Jordan, and so I didn't. She was was a valedictorian. What's the highest?
I think that is valedictorian.
Yeah. So she just assumed that I would be okay, but I think I had I wish I had more guidance through that. Through
the academic sector.
Yes, that's what I would say.
Pushed you a little bit harder.
Yeah,
she thought you'd just do it naturally then.
Yeah. Yes. I think there is a lack of team thinking with all the what's it called? Where they play on the weekends, I can't think of it.
Oh, the travel ball?
The travel ball, yeah. The showcase ball, the showcase baseball. I feel last year I had a lot of individuals on my team, and I have totally redone the team this year. I would say I would have, I had a good coach in Coach Stell and a lot of good coaches, but I had instilled in me teamwork, baseball, about the whole team. You ask a kid to bunt these days, they don't want to bunt. Coach Rob Shore of Trinity, we were having a conversation the other night, and he said that he has to call them over and say, you know what we're doing here. I need you to bunt. So, but I would say the main thing was education, learning to be a giver, and learning team baseball and becoming one of the whole to win the championship.
Do you have a spot on your team for any man, like you say sometimes, guys that may have given up baseball, headed in different directions, don't have to name a lot of names, probably have caught a quist, but still might want to play, they still might get the itch again. Do you always have a spot on your team?
Oh, yes. My motto this year is, do you love baseball? And if you love baseball, we have a place for you. In the NABA, I don't care what skill level you are, if you love baseball, we want you.
So it doesn't matter where you've been, what you've done?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's your major leagues. That's your field of dreams.
When do you guys get cranking again? It's not too far off.
May 17th opening day, but we'll do some inter-squad stuff in late March and early April.
And what's your college schedule again? You're going to be seeing a lot of Guilford. You're going to be seeing a lot of Greensboro.
A&T, Greensboro, Guilford Tech. I went to their practice the other day.
John Barrow does an outstanding job.
He's revamped his team. We actually, on the Reds, I have Pierre Santini and Jeffrey Sosa. They're from New York, the Dominican guys. The starting shortstop and third baseman will be playing for the Reds.
And the other kid he's got to Matt Orth. He's got
Matt Orth that played at Carolina, went to Southwest.
with Coach
I'm sure he'll play in the CPL, but a very good player, one of the best players in our league last year was Braxton Shetley from North Davidson or something. He played for the Lexington Orioles, but he's there. And they have Orth and this kid, I think he was at Pfeiffer Pembroke at one point. But that's one of the best 1-2s they've had in a long time.
It's going to look good for GTCC this year.
Luke Wilhelm, who did play at Pfeiffer, who was the coach of the Orioles, he did a great job with Braxton to get him back involved and stuff. And that's what we're here for, is to help that kid. And he'll be on the Bulldogs this year.
The Colonel
Braxton
Bulldogs?
Shetley,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Some of those guys have on the Bulldogs. Some of those guys, when they're finished up there, you see some of those guys come your way.
Yeah, I'm always trying to build relationships, and I would want any player to play as high as level as they can. And if it works out that they want to play locally and not really travel, then we're the place for them.
How's your website looking? Getting ready for the
Very
season,
good.
kind of updating?
Revamped, totally updated.
Still got the same web address on it?
GreensboroNABA.com.
What have you done different over there people can look for?
We try to put a lot of pictures. John Ashworth, who his son played in the league, I still haven't put them up, but he took so many pictures last year. I'm going to have to put game books up of the pictures. That would be the biggest thing we've done.
Photographs.
Yes, hey, you look at a picture, hey, I look like him, I can play, or they're having fun, or,
I've asked the kids this question, like, wait a minute, let's ask you this question too, that kind of fits what you're just talking about. If I had to take a snapshot or a photo of your baseball life, what would we see in that photo? Say it's hanging on the wall somewhere. People are like, interesting. What would we see in that photo?
A snapshot?
Yeah, a snapshot, a photograph of your baseball life. That photograph. What
Of
we
my
see?
life.
Yeah.
Probably me making up a batting order before the game and going through.
Working that lineup.
Yeah, working the lineup.
Is that tough?
Yes. Because you have kids who are. You have a hard time not playing all of them, and you might have a kid who's in a slump, but you got to stick with him.
In your league, what do you do? What do you do if a guy shows up about 20 minutes into the game, had to work late, I got to get out here, and just showed up? What do you do then? Other baseball, they say, you're late, go home. What about you?
I don't hold it against him.
Yeah.
If they're accountable to me and let me know, then I'm fine with it, and I let the team know before the beginning of the
And the
season.
same thing if a guy's got to leave early.
Then that's fine. That's happened before. As long as they, David Coffey would do that a lot because he had to go work and stuff like that.
Some guys work third shift, second shift, probably too.
Yeah. That's the life of adult league baseball.
I guess one of the key words in your league, probably, you talk about this season. What was that motto you guys got again this year?
Do you love baseball?
In other words, you got to have the word flexibility.
Yes. Oh yeah. I'm very flexible. When I look at my roster, I carry a lot of people because, I want to be strong every game. And some guys, you might not have 10 guys there one game, so I'm always filling in. We're playing 5 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week. So, and I let them know at the beginning of the year, hey, this is the plan. Everybody's accountable to me. Do not judge anybody for being at this game or that. They're letting me know, and you need to have faith in me, in your leader. So
you got to lead the team. You got to lead the league.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's tough, but last year I almost thought about not doing it anymore.
Hanging it up.
And the reason is because I put so much into this as far as my team. As far as the league, we've had the best group of coaches we ever had. It's a great group, and I believe you're only as good as your leadership. Bill, Luke, Travis, Omar's coming back with the Yankees, Mr. Brackett, Trevor Brackett's.
Right.
I mean, it's the great. As far as my team, after that being the 8th year, and some guys are getting married and leaving, and you don't have Jason Rook there all the time. I put so much into it, and then I had a particular effort that I was not happy with, and I started to think, was this it? But then I thought, what? After I took some time off, I thought, what? This is another challenge for me. You have to rebuild the roster. You have to find people that love baseball. Not that we didn't love baseball. We got very hot before the playoffs, won the championship, went through some adversity right before the regular season was over. And that right there, me seeing their heart and us not really having the best team per se, but we cut off the fat, played some small ball, and seeing those guys kind of come together. Not really a star, but maybe I don't know if you remember Johnson Smith, assistant coach at A&T, went to Southwest.
Okay.
He really stepped up and was throwing 5-6 innings at a time. Guys like him coming to the forefront that hadn't really been involved as much through the years, but stuff like that, and seeing those guys do that kind of invigorated me. And I said, this is the crossroads. Why am I here? I'm here to help people. This is my ministry. I have a strong faith in God, and that's really what I'm here for. Is not really for wins and losses, but to make people better. I do want to win though. So
One more time before we
Okay,
close. I'm going to
okay.
get you in again. I hope maybe right before the get close to the season. But again, the website so people can check out all this stuff you're doing.
GreensboroNABA.com. We do have a Facebook page, Greensboro NABA, and we do have Twitter, which we do a little bit. But the website explains everything, and we'll get you placed on a team as soon as possible. We want the bottom team in our league to be competitive. I kind of like the NFL's model, but it's up to each individual team. But we try as best as a league to get teams strong, stuff like that. We want competition.
Enad Haddad with us, Greensboro NABA and baseball man galore. Thanks for stopping in. Get you back in again soon too. It's GreensboroSports.com's Sports in Focus. Had some good basketball, some football, and some baseball night. We'll do it again next Thursday. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out at Greensboro Sports Radio. We'll see you.
Can I do a quick birthday? He's 9 years old. Grayson Holland.
Oh man,
Scott Holland's son over at Holland Auto Care.
9 years old.
9 years old
Today?
Yes. I gave him tickets to the Hurricanes tonight.
Wow.
They're at Possibilities, but I just want to.
Grayson,
Happy birthday,
Grayson Holland, happy birthday.
Grayson loves baseball. He's old school, but he's only 9. But thank you for letting me do that.
You got it. Scott Grayson and Enad Haddad, Don Moore, all around.